What the fuck is up? You are now tuned in to Why Should I Give a Damn? We're in the building. Make sure you follow us at WSIGAD underscore content on Instagram. Also, if you haven't already, follow WSIGAD on TikTok. We starting to get that TikTok cracking. Shout out to all the people who just follow us on TikTok. We new to the scene, starting to get a rhythm on there, trying to build the following up. So make sure you follow us on that. And also, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button on YouTube, WSIGAD, the acronym for Why Should I Give a Damn? We are in the building. I am your host, Eric.
It's your girl, Breezy the Barber.
It's Lamont Sanford.
And once again, we got a hell of a show for you, man. Let's get no further into it. I think, is this the first show? I think we did one other show in 2026. So this is the second show of 2026.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, no, we did do, because I remember us being kind of late with the New Year's celebration. I think we did like one on the 6th or something.
This month kind of zoomed by.
This month zoomed right by. We had vacation. It was a blast.
Happy Black History Month, too.
Absolutely. Shout out Black. It's time to play that Angie Stone, Black Brother. Shout out to all the black people
Black
out
or was
there.
it Brown brother?
Yeah.
Remember?
Yeah. Black brother.
Because Brown was some
Angie
Indian
Stone.
niggas. He was talking about some little Sri Lankan niggas like Black brother.
Oh,
R.I.P. Angie Stone.
RP.
A lot of things going on right now in the country. We got to get into some deep shit. Let's go at it. Let's go back into the biggest thing that's been going on since the last time we recorded. And there's been a lot of things going on to our neighbors in Minnesota. ICE has been in Minnesota doing a lot that's been going viral. I've been seeing ICE kicking old ladies down. We've had 2 people virally get murdered by ICE. And it's crazy right now that
2 white people?
2 white people.
Not black.
I don't know if the other
They were white.
Alex, was he Presley? He looked like he had a little beeb in him. I don't know.
Might have been Jewish or something, but he was white.
Okay, something like that.
Actually spent a lot of time here in River West. He was like one of those River
Okay,
West hipsters.
little
He's
River
from
West.
Wisconsin, yeah.
Enough said.
Oh.
Enough said. But it's been an interesting last couple months because, and not to take anything from, it's always a tragedy when you see people die. None of us want to see American citizens die. I think we can all agree on that. However, it has been interesting seeing white people go through things that niggas have been going through for, what was that, 300, 400, 500 years? I don't know how long.
To this day, really.
It's a crazy dynamic now, and I hate it. I hate that, unfortunately, a lot of white people have to learn the hard way. We've been telling them that this has been happening, the overuse of power, that I'm fearing for my life. But now we're in an era now where we're starting to see that when the government officials or people with badges, it's no longer about always the color, but now we're seeing political affiliation and your loyalty to the president or whatever regime is in power at the time is now becoming a deciding factor on whether we want to persecute you or treat you like a nigga.
Well, can I clarify? White people are fine. White people aren't being persecuted. It's the white people it's fine, but it's really the other minorities. Really what it is directed at like the other minorities who've come in because we helped with the 14th Amendment and civil rights. So black people are the reason that foreigners are allowed here. And they're kind of realizing, oh, y'all niggas, because I've had coworkers from Nigeria. Oh my God, I thought black people was lying. I can't get this scholarship to my master's program because I'm an African last name. It's a lot of people a lot of foreigners who came over and took right-wing ideology who started to realize, oh, this is fucked up. Black people were right. White people are fine. There's a lot of liberal white people who are just jumping in the middle. The lady who got killed, the Presti guy, they were overly in the mix. So really, if white people just sit back, they're fine. I mess with the writers. No. But at the same time, a lot of these white people, if you just kind of sit back, you're fine. I don't think white people.
No, I'm glad you jumped in there, Colin, because I in no way, shape, or form want white people to feel like they're the victims of it. So
you might have had one too many Henny shots.
Excellent butt in there, Colin. That was an excellent point. I guess what I'm saying as far as white people is, I guess from an observatory point of view, it is interesting watching white people get treated like black people have always get treated, and them starting to have that distrust in the government that we've always had. Once again, it's not to take anything away from it, but it is interesting to see people finally start to see like, hey, when you don't align with what white supremacy aligns to in this country, you will get treated accordingly. Yeah. And before, and to go with Colin's point, a lot of these people, they are going down there and they're demonstrators and they are, they are going down there and putting themselves in the fight. But I do think this is a gauge of what's to happen now. Is we're starting to see now that it isn't always. Don't get me wrong. We're always going to be treated a certain way for being black. That's just America, right? But you're starting to see the added element to where political affiliation is going to become like on some gang banging type shit to where if you got the wrong colors or you're repping the wrong shit when the wrong person is in office or the wrong protest is happening or the wrong cops are in the area, you might be in danger.
Well, we see it now. We saw it with Jan 6. MAGA is damn near blood. Liberal trans flag. If you see a Blue Lives Matter, you think that like the line has been drawn when Trump came in. That's when Antifa and I was following for the last 10 years. So it's already there. There's been bits. There's been commercials. The thing is, we're niggas. So nigga is our claim. You can be LGBT. When all said and done, we're niggas. So you can't really hide from that. You got to think about when you're white, what do you think the most unpopular thing is in America? Like the most unpopular group to be a part of? It's really being a straight white person.
People.
So now you want to kind of align yourself with certain stuff. All they have to really do is argue about political shit. We have more pressing shit to matter, to more pressing matters to deal with. But I know a lot of white people, and I was around River West hipster eras, and when 2016, when gay marriage came around, the Me Too and the feminist movement. Right now, if you're white, your biggest claim is your political involvement. That's why I kind of take a step back because I'm like, that's your entire personality.
That's crazy.
That's kind of weird.
And that's the problem is people's whole personality has become sexuality and politics, and it's too much. I want to ask you guys. Breezy. I want to ask y'all. With just black and white, when it comes to what y'all said in ICE, I know we've been on record, so we all agree that there is an immigration problem in America. I think we all agree. I think the average intelligent person will agree that America needs to get their immigration shit under control. Do you guys believe that Trump is handling this the right way? From what you're seeing with ICE, do you think shit is being overblown and the public's kind of overreacting, or do you think we need to scale back too much theatrics? We need to actually, focus on being effective and not just all this theatrical shit. What's your stance on there?
You know what? I might sound crazy, but I don't think it's terribly wrong. It's kind of like having a big company. Like when you're a big company, there's Costco. Costco is a great company. One complaint from a bad employer or a bad supervisor doesn't make the whole company. That doesn't mean the whole operation is bad.
So if you could improve, Breezy, if you were Pam Bondi, and you had the ability to improve, what would you improve with ICE? Because Obama was getting these motherfuckers out here, and we wasn't seeing none of this shit.
Exactly.
I think Trump needs to go to the school of Obama deportation and learn how to deport.
Obama was smooth with it.
The Obama deportation school.
Obama had them little
Obama was smooth with it. Obama didn't say shit till after it was done. Like, we got that nigga Osama.
And here's another thing about Obama.
What I'm saying?
He focused on the actual border. That's why he wasn't trying to come up in American citizens. He focused on the border. That's what we got to focus on.
But I also do understand why we have to focus on the states because of the votes. Okay, that's the main focus. Is the votes. Like they said, Wisconsin, didn't they say it's like 4 million registered voters, but it was 7 million votes or some shit I was reading.
Right.
So, like, I didn't realize with Minnesota that a lot of these Somalians are coming here getting driver's license and voting. So
you saying that's why Tim Walton didn't want them there because that's free votes?
They won.
So and that goes to the I like you brought that up, Breezy.
Votes. But too, you got to think. I feel like the only thing us as regular American citizens, the only vote that counts are our state votes. We already know this presidential shit is rigged. So this does matter for us. Yeah. It does matter. And you got these people in here not paying taxes. Okay, that's another
Breezy.
I love Breezy Barbie. Look, to piggyback
I remember who her clientele is. She probably be cutting hair. They probably be like, get these niggas out of here.
To piggyback off what Breezy said, she's absolutely right. Part of the Democratic strategy and what has backfired on the Democrats is they are using the foreign votes because they realize
a lot of niggas ain't rocking.
And a lot of the people they depended on before. Not only, it isn't even personal to the Democrats. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people that voted on the Democrats before have lost faith in politics, period. They don't want nothing to do with it. It ain't even just the Democrats. They don't agree with the Republicans or the Democrats. So now what's happening is you're bringing in these foreign people who They're coming from a lot of terrible situations. A lot of them are seeking asylum. A lot of them are seeking refuge because where they come from is all fucked up. Right. And you come here, and of course, they want to align themselves with one of these political parties because they need hope. They need a future. Yep. So what Breezy's saying is absolutely right. The Democrat strategy was, well, since we can't rely on our original base, we're going to bring the foreigners in. Yep. We're going to become the immigration-loving, immigrant-loving party, and then all these people are going to vote for us, and then we're going to get power. That backfired, and now we got an immigration situation.
Well, the problem is they 100% could rely on the base. They just refuse to help the base, a.k.a. niggas. Why get niggas? Well, we can have new people come in. But I will say on the contrary, as much as I have my takes about illegal immigration, I've yet to hear a really good cause. They have cheap labor and all that. I'm a conservative ideology-wise. I'm just like, there's a proper way to do it. I don't care what you got going on. I've been out of the country. You can't just go to Mexico and chill. They're very prompt. Why are you here? Blah, blah, blah. So that's here or there. What I will say is I was kind of indifferent on ICE until the lady got killed. And also when my friend texted me and said I might join ICE because I could make $100,000. This nigga, I know this nigga, like, what the fuck? But he was serious. And I kind of realized, I was kind of like, fuck it, that's y'all fight. I still feel like it's y'all fight. But ICE, I don't like ICE only because I'm seeing how they acting. They're not trained properly. Exactly. I was reading because I was thinking about it too. Shit, $100,000 sign up. I was like, damn, that is some good money.
Put on a ski mask.
And I kind of realized like they're kind of getting people that are too dumb to be cops or soldiers. Yeah. So I'm literally seeing a lot of racist. I'm seeing how they taunting, and even the guy who killed the lady, rest in peace to her, or off the lady in Minnesota. He could have got out the way. His ass was scared.
That was some pussy shit.
I didn't like that. Even if the little Presty dude, they got scared. They didn't really have to kill him because they disarmed him. So I'm seeing how they talking shit. Oh, I'm gonna get you out. Like there is really some coward racists. So I'm anti-ICE. No, I'm not pro-illegal. I'm not pro-illegal immigrant. But I really don't like ICE as an agency.
That's the point, Colin. I feel like people are failing to realize you can think two things at once. Right. You can walk into gum. You can want America to tighten up on the borders, tighten up on the immigration, tighten up on just letting anybody in here. That's okay. But at the same time, you can say, but I don't want people just randomly walking around and killing people. And because what this has become is, and this is my problem with the Trump administration, is you might have a good idea like we're going to tighten up on immigration. We agree on that. However, what ends up happening is political theater. Yeah. You're not really helping the immigration. What you're doing is you're getting these enforcing optics that makes it look like, oh, we're bringing it in. But really all you're doing is you're making the insecure white males feel better because they get to look on the news and see, oh, the ICE agents are killing somebody or the ICE agents got their boots on somebody's neck. And what they're doing is, even if you look at the recruiting, you're getting a fraction of the training. They're using Proud Boy themes and music to recruit people. So a lot of these Proud Boy and Tiki Torch carrying KKK bitch ass niggas are now becoming ICE. So now what you've done is you've created this little bitch ass nigga Boy Scout club of lower tier white males who have been insecure, or Uncle Tom's sellout ass bitch ass Latinos that want to kick the ladder on the rest of the immigrants. That's all this is. It's a group of sellouts and a group of insecure white motherfuckers that want to do this political theater and play immigration, not actually enforce immigration. We want to play, let out our insecurities on all these people because we got this power that the Trump has given us, and we get all this footage. And best believe, those of us that look at this and say we don't like it, best believe there's a whole lot of people in America, insecure bitch ass people in America, who like this because it makes them feel better. It makes the little white man who didn't take advantage of his privilege feel better in this country. And that's my problem.
With all that being said, though, what if they 250 racks? You got to sign a 3-year contract. You get 250 racks a year for being ICE agent.
I don't want to do it, and here's why. Because this is what I wrote. One of my favorite classes was history, right? And one thing I used to think about when we did U.S. history is I used to think about, like, I wonder if those people during this time realized that this was going to be in the history books and we was going to learn about it later.
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to say no, because there's still a few people from the Holocaust. There's like, I think maybe the last one got sentenced, niggas like 100-something years old. And he's still covering his face. Man, but they still covering his face, and he's still getting tried for Holocaust crimes.
Bitch ass nigga.
But he knows now. I mean, they knew at the time, but now it's so far removed. But like, I see the shame still to
that's
this
how
day.
I look at this man.
And think about ICE agents. They face cover. When a cop, that's why I say if a cop comes from my ID, I might give it to him just so I can go. ICE agent, your face cover. I'm gonna tell you to fuck off.
I look
as a
at,
nigga,
I look at the ICE actions the same way I look at these YNs with poo shiesty mask. You're up to no good bitch ass activity. I don't like it, and I do believe that in our lifetime, when we look back at this MAGA movement, we will look back at it as a stain on American history, and all the people that supported this shit are gonna act like they were just neutral and both sides were bad.
When Trump is out, it's gonna be gone. We're not gonna see them. You're gonna see it, but you're not gonna see it in the White House. I think that's gonna be the next rung of conservatives. They're not gonna be pushing the MAGA. The fan base will be there. I just feel like it was a funny little thing. It's already like a parody. I think they're gonna kind of get back to more conservative. Which I don't care for, but they're the extremists, the playing, the caricature, that's gonna be gone because MAGA is even to this day I'll see somebody with a MAGA hat and I'm like, you like a clown. Like it's
clown activity. It's cult clown activity. So like I said, I'm glad. I feel like this was a good nuanced discussion because I want to push the fact that it is okay to want America to secure their borders. It is okay for you to want America to be more strict and more on it when it comes to our immigration. That's our safety. That's our well-being. Our kids are being raised in this country, so it's okay for you to be raised in an area and you want that area to be secure. There's nothing wrong with that. It is also okay to say, I don't want ICE to be going around like Nazi Germany. Like at one point I saw a video of this motherfucker. They're pulling people over and sweating people just for having accents. They're sweating people just for looking non-American. Who do you think that affects? That affects everybody that isn't white. So I don't like the fact that we've allowed insecure bitch-ass white America to have their little play toys to go around and demonstrate their insecurities on everybody else. It doesn't help the country.
And one last thing, isn't it kind of like irony that like when black people moved in neighborhoods, you got the white flight, you had gerrymander, you had gentrification, you had people moving out. You know, I don't feel safe. I've been called. I've had the cops. You know, we've been sitting in the car and had the cops called on us, guns drawn. But when all of a sudden, when there's these other brown groups, that's why you see a lot of POC, people of color. When these other groups, now it's protests. But I'm like, we've been racially discriminated against for so long by the same white people, and now their kids are a little more woke and they want to fight. And I'm just like, you know what? Hold your nuts, fight your battle. Y'all be okay. And you see how. A black person is yet to really been hurt. They want a black person to go out there and crash out. So we're not.
We're minding our damn legal business.
Yeah, we're having a couple mammies, a couple coons. Y'all running out acting a fool. A lot of us are, because I've been in Minnesota. Them Somalis are not just nice. It's blood. It's what up, my nigga.
About them,
I'm telling you, I've been out there. That's the first time I ran into. They are.
Get them out.
They're not sweet. The mums here, humble.
Get them out. At the end of the day,
I second that.
This is the land that my ancestors made. Get them out.
Hey, you got to think about
Bree Bondi.
This is the land that my ancestors
Think about our
made.
perspective.
Bree Bondi.
They hated us. We built this shit. So that's why I'm like Beyonce. My American flag is flying. My black American flag is flying. I'm a proud American. I like it. Come here the right way. That's how I feel. We're not telling you, give us $1 million. We're not extorting you. Like when we go out of the country, we're just saying, where's the paperwork?
And you know what?
I don't think that's a problem with that.
Yep.
I feel like that's how most Americans feel. And I'm glad, like I said, I feel like it's important to have these conversations because I feel like people are making it seem like that if you're pro immigration regulation and if you're pro protecting the borders, that somehow that means you support ICE and that you support the killing of Renee Good and the killing of Alex Preddy. No, that does not mean that.
Let me ask you this: how do y'all feel about people who've been here for 20 years? They kind of slipped under the radar, no citizenship, but they've been working, paying taxes.
You're paying only income taxes. You're not paying
But hold on. But time out. But let me put my Obama cape on for a second.
You might not be paying income taxes.
Another thing that Obama did that I liked was those type of people, if you've been here and you've been here for 10 plus years, what Obama did was Obama was taking those people to court. And Obama would look and be like, look, you paid this amount of taxes, you didn't get in trouble. Look, we'll give you an opportunity to get citizenship because you got a clean record and you've been working, so you basically been an American. But if there's anything on your record or you weren't working or you weren't doing nothing, you were getting sent back. So I do like that because it allows us to grab hard-working people, and it also allows us like, hey, you ain't got no check stub in 8 years, but you're from Guatemala. What have you been doing here?
Can I pitch that with like niggas and broke people? We need a little city where we can do the same with Americans. You ain't working and shit. food stamps cool. I think you need to move to like we just need to put them in the little Burleigh, South Side, some little island. That's the next move.
But I think that's slowly happening right now. I think it's slowly happening right now because what you're seeing is you're seeing a rise of certain areas being taken over by low-income housing and federal income housing. And you're starting to see people with money and resources starting to be pushed to certain areas and government-assisted people being pushed to certain areas. So that's why I tell black people, and that's why the reason why I always have the stomach growler approach to this is where black people got to understand that the way it's shaping up, we're about to be separated from a lot of the non-working, non-progressing, non-motivated people. So we got to accept the fact that there's going to be a portion of people that look like us that are going to be left behind. This is that. At this point, it's a Titanic. Everybody don't get a lifeboat.
Like we always say, the middle class is dissolving. So you got to be really, you got to be making more, or you got to be really broke. With middle class, we good times. Keep your head above water.
Look,
see, me and my girl looking for places. We like that. Y'all charging for this?
Exactly.
Like, where the $1,500 cribs? Where the $1,400 cribs at?
Those are done, Colin. Welcome to the club. Those are done.
Niggas talking buying a house. We try to go back to buying an apartment. Shit.
Look, that was done. Look, those days were under Obama, Bush, Clinton. Like I said, the days of that shit is over with. So the separation has continued. You can continue to be around bum ass niggas with excuses if you want to, but we're getting to a point where you just can't afford to. And it getting to a point where all of that I don't do politics shit, we're not going to be able to afford to do that no more because now we have to be paying attention because all of this shit affects us. And like y'all said, and like both of you guys alluded to earlier, it's all about those state elections. Like I said, the president shit, that's cool and all. That's get the headlines. But these state elections, who we put in these judge seats, who we put in these Senate seats, who we put in the House, who we put in the Congress, all of that shit is going to play the biggest factor. So with that being said, RIP to Renee Good, RIP to Alex Petty. And hopefully.
Innocent victims.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Illegals.
And here's another thing. But here's another thing I do want to say, and I feel like I owe this. 0.5% of the immigrants are like crime, have like a criminal record. 0.5% of them have a criminal record. I work with a lot of them. For the most part, they come in here with high Christian or religious values, and they've been taught that if you stay clean and don't get in trouble, and just work hard, you're gonna do. Niggas. They also that Africans to be specific,
all of
them, but Africans the most. But if you come in and you just work hard, then you might be able to get some money and all this other stuff.
After you take the citizenship
here's another thing too.
And get a bunch of loans and free schooling.
And look, I don't think none of us are opposed.
23rd president. You shouldn't be in my country if you don't know who the 23rd president is.
And none of us are opposed to criminals being deported. I think that's just automatic.
9/11, well,
I think that's automatic. So
can't be letting these ops in.
So
the first question would be, how you feel about black people? That would be my question.
Yeah.
How you feel about black people?
That's it.
That's a good point.
So hopefully they get this ICE situation under. Like I said, the biggest thing Trump can do is go to the school of Obama deportations. They keep trying to compete with Obama. They keep trying to beat Obama's deportation number. They keep bringing Obama up as an excuse for what they're doing. What they need to be doing is figuring out how Obama was able to do this quietly and humanely, and you guys are out here looking like Nazi Germany. Because what Obama, instead of using Obama as an excuse, what you need to be using is Obama as a inspiration that it's possible to deport a high number of people without public outrage and without all these humanitarian issues. The most Obama got is, he's putting people in cages and all that shit.
That was pretty loud though at the time.
But they were alive though, Colin. That's what I said. They were alive. So let's keep it. Let's open up the Obama Center and get this done the right way.
That's true.
Moving right along.
That's true.
The next thing we got to talk about. It was a clip I saw circulating online, and I feel like there was a good conversation.